Hi, my name is Crystal McDonald in Public Speaking, term 1304, and this is my self-reflection video. I was a bit anxious to begin public speaking just because it had been so long since my last public speaking engagement, so I'm a little bit rusty. Also, I was a little concerned with how public speaking would be taught online. As I have stated before in previous videos, I do have some experience in public speaking, but I do still have a hard time expressing myself verbally, so any practice that I can get, I'm all for it. I'm not uncomfortable with my communication skills, but there are many areas where I can improve upon. I also tend to think a lot faster than I speak, and so sometimes it's really hard getting my message across and the words out. I do have some minor performance experience, mostly in high school, theater and drama classes, but I've also done some small productions. I do like, however, behind the scenes best. I like stage designs and prop. I also have done larger productions where I have interpreted them for deaf community. I wouldn't say that I was nervous during any of my presentations, but in the back of my mind I was thinking, well, I bet you that's a funny face I'm making. I have a very expressive face, and a lot of the facial expressions I make do come off as funny. You have to learn to laugh at yourself though. I didn't receive comments for each video every week, but on some of the ones that I did, I noticed that the most common thing that they said was that I did appear to be comfortable with the camera. The most common feedback that I gave to my classmates were in a written response to their posts. I simply stated to practice their presentations before videotaping. This would benefit them because it offered them a chance to think about what they would say and practice it. By practicing, you can have more natural contact with the camera and the audience, and you can also sound as if you're conversating in its more natural tone than sounding as if you're reading from a piece of paper. My biggest problems from week to week was some fluidity issues, nonverbal issues. I had some ums and ahs, and also just based on feedback, I didn't use my hands often enough as I should, and I should have used larger images. I practiced most of my speeches a few days in advance. I would write them out 2 to 3 days beforehand. I would go over them in my head the day before, and on the day of, I would either practice into the camera or into the mirror before I started to film. I think all in all, I spent about 3 hours per presentation before I actually began videotaping. During week 2 and 3, I did have a few technical errors. In week 2, I was adventurous and I decided that I would create a video using a green screen. And it just didn't turn out like I had hoped. I wasn't really pleased with the project, but I did learn a lot and I'm ready to tackle that project again. In week 3, I had an issue with the voice and the video going out of sync, but I did find a YouTube site with a good solution. There's the link. In this link, it shows that if you go into iMovie, select the link that's out of sync, right-click it, you can go and scroll down to the bottom and select Detach Audio, and then you can move the audio to sync it back up to the video. My favorite presentation project was week 4, hands down. In week 2, I believe that was probably my least favorite, and it had more to do with my dissatisfaction using a green screen for the first time, and it not turning out the way that I had hoped. I think my greatest strength in public speaking is my creative approach and also my comfort with public speaking. What I learned about TED this month is that it's a great site to edify and encourage and inspire others to believe in something bigger. What I learned from Nancy Duarte this month was that the design of slides is a key feature that can really create a wonderful presentation. From Gar Reynolds, I learned that the presentation of design is essential. And from Sir Ken Robinson, I learned that creativity is a key component in education. I think my greatest delivery challenge this month in my presentations has been my unnatural pauses and my non-fluencies. I tend to and a lot. It gives my brain and my mouth a chance to sync up. Sometimes my brain moves faster than my mouth does.